Paul Skeens bobblehead day at the ballpark, where people line up across the city for the chance to get a Skeens bobblehead. Credit to the Pirates, though. They ended up making sure getting a bobblehead was as guaranteed as a Pirates loss. Anyone who went to the game will be receiving one instead of what it was originally going to be, just the first 20,000 fans. So now all 37,000+ fans get to at least eventually have one while watching Kyle Manzardo send a Paul Skeens splitter into the Allegheny. Blake Lively's brother, with the help of Cleveland's bullpen, shuts down the Pirates before he then wills a Stephen Kwan home run on Sunday. Kyle Manzardo continues to terrorize Pittsburgh, and just when you think the Guardians have it in the bag, Emmanuel Clase says hold up. Pirates come back in the bottom of the ninth for 3, but in classic Pirate fashion, they just can't quite bring it home. Guardians get 1 in the 10th, that's all they need to win this game, and sweep the Pirates, as the Mets sweep the Cardinals. After hitting a walk-off home run, Francisco Lindor goes hitless, which is where Juan Soto comes in to get 2 hits. He drives home a run, always good to see a hard-working, struggling journeyman get it done. Pete Alonso keeps mashing, 2 RBIs for him, another homer, all the offense the Mets needed. Kodai Senga and the Mets tell the Cardinals to shove their bats up their asses. I know, I thought that was harsh too, but they felt very strongly about it. Francisco Lindor felt very strongly about going hitless the day before because he sends the 4th pitch he sees 402 feet for a leadoff home run before getting 2 more hits on the day. The hardworking, struggling journeyman gets 2 more hits and drives in 3. Big day for the Mets offense. In today's edition of Saying Something Nice About the Rockies, they had an 8-run inning. They were down 12-2 and ended up still losing the game, but 12-11. That's a Rockies win in my book. James Wood keeps mashing though. He swats a home run. Shout out Dylan Cruz, 2 home runs on the day, making the Cruz name proud. Shout out Terry. Shout out Garrett Crochet. Bro is the typical ace pitcher, and not just because he's simply good, because he's just got that aura to him, that mentality of even if I'm good, even if I'm great, I still suck and need to be better and won't rest until I've conquered the league. Crochet against the White Sox again. Doesn't quite almost throw a no-hitter like last time, but still does well. 6 innings, no runs, 7 strikeouts. After the game, he wasn't happy with himself, though.
Bad counts. Need to get back to, throwing through the target and not to the target. This is probably my 3rd time saying that this year, so it sucks that I haven't made that adjustment yet. I'm kind of feel like I'm getting away with murder. It's only a matter of time till I get caught, and I feel like the way that I'm throwing the ball isn't up to my par,
Bro has a 1 ERA, talking as if he needs to improve quick or he's off the team. I love it. This game was scoreless until the 5th, when Rafael Devers hit a bomb over the monster, and you're thinking this will be a nice easy win for the Sox, until the Sox said nah. They tied in the 7th, scoring all 3 runs with 2 outs. Game goes all the way to the 10th. Sox don't score, but the Sox do. Tristan Casas gets it done with the bases loaded. Sox win. Sox won again on Sunday. The Sox bullpen had a lead to work with and said, let's give up 6 runs and see what happens. In hindsight, clearly not a great strategy. The Phillies were playing with their food a little too much in this game. The offense went off for 11 runs. Trey Turner had a 4-hit day. Everyone in the lineup other than Nick Castellanos got a hit. 6 hitters got at least 2 hits, but the Phillies pitching was a little rough. Pitching in general just sucked, but yeah, every Phillies pitcher, they all gave up hits. The only pitcher who didn't was Jose Alvarado, and he faced 1 batter after Jordan Romano came in and gave up 6 runs on 6 hits in the 9th inning. It was 11-4 Phillies. Marlins feasted on Romano. 2 of the hits were homers, so they just hold on to win 11-10, but they didn't get away with this on Sunday. Marlins were trailing most of this game, but they come back to take the lead. Phillies tie it. Game goes to extra innings where the Marlins end it in 1 inning. They put up 3 in the 10th off Nicolas Cage. He gets the loss. After that crazy Friday game, the Cubs win in a much more smooth way on Saturday before the D-bags finally got a win on Sunday. Pretty much the opposite of Friday's game. Not much scoring. Every run meant everything. D-bags take the lead in the 10th. Cubs tie it. D-bags take the lead in the 11th. Cubs don't tie it this time. Michael Harris is a bad man, and he's starting to get going. He smacked a 2-run single the night before. Now he hits a home run. We have an It's About Damn Time with Carlos Correa. He hits his first home run of the season, but it wasn't enough. Braves win. But the biggest story of this game, Alex Verdugo is back and with a vengeance, apparently. In just his 2nd game of the season with his new team, he gets 4 hits and drives in half of the Braves' runs. Matt Olson drove in the other half. Then there was this interesting thing that happened. Jared Kelenic hits this baseball, and based off how far it went, how it goes, it didn't get out, but clearly it's a double. Maybe he's even thinking about legging out a triple. But no, he's not even safe at second base. He was originally called safe, but then out after review. Kelenic thought he hit a home run. The problem is he didn't, though. So when you jog like it's a home run, you're asking for trouble, and that's why he was out. And after a reporter asked Braves manager Brian Snitker if he said anything to Kelenic about the lack of hustle, Snitker asked if he was supposed to, like as if he didn't realize that there was a problem. Then out of the clouds in a cameo as shocking as Elon Musk and Iron Man 2, Ronald Acuna Jr. chimed in, saying if it were me, they would have taken me out of the ballgame. Whoa, I didn't even believe this was real at first, but it is, even though he deleted the tweet. And honestly, I do wonder if he has a point. A couple years ago, Marcell Ozuna was pulled from a game after hitting what he thought was a home run, only to stay at first for a single since he wasn't running hard enough to go for a double, and he was pulled from the game, and Snicker himself said that was why. It was no hustle, that he should have ran harder. And in this case, you can argue Ozuna was better off, considering he wasn't thrown out, like Kelenic was. Like, Kelenic did something worse, yet he catches a break here. So my conclusion, Brian Snitker is a grand wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. It could be the fact that Kelenic pales in comparison to how Acuna and Ozuna are looked at on this team. I mean, Acuna is supposed to not just be the best player on the team, but one of the best players in baseball. And Ozuna as well. Ozuna's been one of the best, most powerful hitters in baseball for years now. So you could say maybe they have higher expectations to do things right like that. Whereas with Kelenic, you almost think, who cares? Although it does matter. And if anything, I would say it matters more because Kelnic's been a terrible hitter this year. And overall in his career, he has not been good. So if anything, you should be telling him you should not be looking at a home run, especially if you don't know for a fact it's not a home run. You should be running your ass off and hustling because you're not that good. At least not right now, you're not. So I do think Acuna has a point here. You know, he was benched for certain things and criticized for certain things when he was younger and doing certain things that, you know, may have been a lack of hustle. And I talked about the Ozuna thing. So I do think there is something to it. I do think there's something to be frustrated about if you see what happened here, because Kelenic, yeah, he should have been benched or at the very least spoken to about it. And either way, I would hope, I guess, he learned from this moment. Matt Olson doesn't need to learn how to hit baseballs. I think he's got that down. He keeps crushing it. He smacks a home run. So does Marcell Ozuna. They hit 3 on the day to sweep the Twins. This is a big series for the Braves. They lost 2 series in a row against the Rays and Blue Jays. So a series like this is what they've lacked so far this year. Spencer Torkelson stays hotter than a burning car in Detroit. He smacks another home run on Saturday. Tigers win. And it looked like they were about to have a nice comeback win on Sunday until the Royals put their foot down and said, we respect Jesus more. They clutch up to win in 10. Yankees Rays this weekend was wild. It was this crazy between the legs double play by Jose Caballero. We haven't seen something this sick between someone's legs since, you know what, I'm not going to finish that joke. But the Yankees were in control of this game the whole way. Aaron Judge got 3 more hits and RBIs. Baseball continues to be easy for him. Yankees are up 8-4 in the final inning, and they get a nice win until you realize Devin Williams is still broken. They put up a big rally. Chandler Simpson, the fastest man in forget just baseball, a guy who makes Usain Bolt feel like a loser, gets his first big league hit for the first run of the 9th, and it just continued from there. Yandy Diaz beats out an infield hit for another run. Then Brandon Lau, 2-run single, tie game. To extras we go. Yankees don't score in the 10th. Jonathan Aranda calls game. 6 unanswered runs in 2 innings for the Rays. Then Sunday was a wild game for a totally different reason. Everyone in the Yankee lineup got at least 1 hit other than Jazz Chisholm. He continues to struggle. Although just because most of the lineup got a hit, the Yankees didn't go crazy with the runs or anything. They only scored 4. Aaron Judge had home run number 8 on the season until this ball was called foul. I didn't realize they were letting Tommy Wiseau make the calls on this. Aaron Boone confirmed not a fan of the room. The weirdest part of this game, though, was what happened pitching-wise. Max Fried was dominating, throwing a no-hitter into the 8th inning, but when he lost the no-hitter, it wasn't an in-the-moment thing. It was on a previous play that was originally ruled an error, but later changed to a base hit. Now, people were pissed about this, naturally, although, I mean, it's pretty clear to me Simpson would have beaten this out, even if fielded cleanly. That's a hit, but it's still a shitty way to lose a no-hitter for sure. Although Fried did give up a clean single in the 8th, so it's not like that one play was the only hit of the game off Fried, whether you think it was a hit or not. The Dodgers and Yankees played similar roles this weekend, blowing games on Saturday, winning on Sunday. The Rangers came back like the Rays did, in a less extreme way, but still tough. After a 3-run 4th inning and good pitching by Roki Sasaki, who had a really good 6 innings, which is good to see, the Dodgers were 3 outs away from a series win. Someone once asked another person to come up with the most generic name they can think of in existence in 5 seconds, and that person's answer was how Rangers first baseman Josh Smith was born. True story. With the Rangers down to their final 3 outs, Smith hits a double. Adolis Garcia sends a fastball into the stands for a walk-off home run with a sick bat drop. This pissed the Dodgers off. This led to 7 of their pitchers banding together to keep the Rays from scoring anything on Sunday. It's not like the Dodgers did much of anything either. It was a 1-run game until the 9th. but this time things end different. Wyatt Langford tries to get in scoring position because that seemed like the only way the Rangers would have a chance, which makes sense. They hadn't done anything yet, but he gets thrown out. Tommy was on a roll today. Controversial call, but it ends the ball game. Dodgers win the series. I guess we've found the 2025 Padres weakness to this point. NASA, rocket ships, Houston. We at least know they're not affected by Katy Perry. That space thing she did was not in Houston. Christian Walker's in Houston, though. He hits a ball that gets out as quick as you can say the words home run. The Padres were up in this game. Tatis went deep again. Michael King is on the mound. You're thinking this is a nice, smoother win for them. But no, Astros come back and hold it down. Josh Hader continues to have a great start to this season. The Reds lost on Saturday, 9-5. And at first, yeah, it sucks. You lost until you realize they were saving all their runs for Jesus. They put up not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4.
5 minutes later.
Not 11, not 12, not 13, not 14.
5 minutes later.
Not 21, not 22. Not 22, not 23, but 24 runs. 25 hits on the day for the Reds. Noelvi Marte gets 5. The 9-hole hitter, Austin Wynns, gets more than anyone. He gets 6 hits. Adley Rutschman hits a massive 3-pointer to cut the deficit to 48. Reds win the series in Baltimore as the Brewers only score 14 runs on Sunday to beat the A's. Every starter in the Brewer lineup gets at least 1 hit. Rhys Hoskins is hot right now. Another home run for him. 3 hits, 4 RBIs. Brewers take the series. Mike Trout goes off for not 1, but 2 home runs. The first one he smoked at 115 miles an hour off the bat. Then he goes deep again as the Angels lose to the Giants 3-2. Matt Chapman is the real MVP of this game, though. He hits a 2-run homer in the first inning and then makes this play while falling down the 9th inning for the second out before the next hitter flies out to end it, but that's not how Sunday ended. The Angels were not about to let Christ down to Giants on Sunday. Down 4-1 in the 9th, they load the bases. Zach Neto gets hit by a pitch before scoring on a bases-clearing walk-off double by Joe Adell. I mean, the Angels have to win on Easter, right? The Mariners-Blue Jays game was a banger, too, mixed in with some interesting beef. So there was a moment after the top of the 4th inning where Blue Jays pitcher Jose Barrios was saying something to Cal Raleigh in some sort of confrontational way. Raleigh treated it that way, and the benches kind of cleared. Not really, though, but clearly there was something going on. What was it? Well, apparently Barrios was saying that...
Hold on! This is my favorite. Hold on! Her sister was a witch, right? And what was her sister? A princess! The Wicked Witch of the East, bro! I'm gonna stab him. You're gonna look at me and you're gonna tell me that I'm wrong?
So Barrios was basically telling Kyle Raleigh he knew he was stealing signs at second base and was asking him to stop. So when Raleigh was at second base before the inning ended, he was relaying signs to the hitters at home plate so they knew what pitch was coming. If you're not aware, this is completely legal, by the way. If you as a base runner or anyone anywhere on the team are picking up on signs naturally and relaying them to the hitter, it's fair game. It's when technology gets involved is when it's illegal. Raleigh was on second base for 2 hitters in this inning, and after the first one, Tellez struck out. The Jays had a mound meeting, which seemed out of place in the moment, but we now realize it was probably Barrios letting them all know what was going on and that they should probably change the signs or something. He gets the next hitter out, then starts complaining to Raleigh. And whoever you feel is right or not in this situation, it's pretty clear Raleigh won the battle in the end. And his next at bat, he roped a 2-run double off of Barrios in a game that went into extra innings all the way into the 12th, where Rowdy Tellez smacked a grand slam. And they win in extras. Tellez does not miss any meals, and it's what helped him not feel anything on this play. I think he thought a piece of paper hit him on the back while Rodin felt a steel wall. Cal Raleigh and Rowdy Tellez didn't stop there, though. Both Raleigh and Tellez go deep again on Sunday. Mariners put up 8 runs and win the series in Toronto after losing the first game. Join the Discord server to connect with other fans. I love building community, so go do that if you want. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Love you. Bye.